Inyo pa rin pong napapanood ang official coverage ng Telebisyon ng Bayan sa pagbisita dito sa bansa ng Prime Minister ng Timor Leste na si His Excellency Kairala Shanana Gusmao. Katatapos lamang po ng expanded bilateral meeting sa pagitan ng dalawang leader ng bansa. Ito pong napapanood nyo ay live mula dito sa Palasyo ng Malacanang. Matapos po ito ay magsasagawa ng joint press statement ang Pangulong Benigno at Prime Minister Gusmao. Matapos itong joint press statement ay ang luncheon para sa bumibisitang leader ng Timor-Leste. Kanina po sa expanded bilateral meeting kasama ng dalawang leader,
Memorandum of Understanding and Policy Consultations between the Department of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of the Philippines and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation of the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste will be signed on behalf of their governments, respective governments, by the Honorable Secretary of Foreign Affairs, Albert F. Del Rosario, and His Excellency Minister of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation, Jose Luis Guterres. The MOU aims to establish a bilateral mechanism between the two foreign ministries based on the importance of dialogue and the exchange of views on bilateral, regional, and international issues of mutual interest. The MOU will define the cooperation between the Philippines and Timor-Leste. The second agreement is the Memorandum of Understanding between the Department of Public Works and Highways of the Republic of the Philippines and the Ministry of Public Works of the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste, to be signed by the Honorable Secretary of Public Works and Highways, Rogelio L. Singson, and his counterpart, His Excellency Minister of Public Works, Gastao Francisco de Souza. The MOU recognizes the expertise of trainers from the Philippine Department of Public Works and Highways and aims to build the capability of Timor-Leste public works personnel in the areas of infrastructure planning, quality control, and maintenance. It establishes a cooperative approach in assisting and mentoring in order to enhance capacity development.
na lang po.
the third and final agreement is the Memorandum of Understanding between the Philippine Normal University and the Ministry of Education of Timor-Leste, which will be signed by the Honorable Chairperson of the Commission of Higher Education, Dr. Patricia B. Licuanan, and His Excellency Minister of Education Bendito dos Santos Freitas. The MOU aims to develop a program for teachers and education officials of Timor-Leste on development and capacity building in various degrees, programs, and specializations.
Their Excellencies, the President and the Prime Minister will now deliver their statements.
Your Excellency, Prime Minister Kairala Zanana Guzmao, members of the press and members of the Timor-Leste delegation, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Filipino people, I welcome Your Excellency, the Prime Minister and his entire delegation of the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste. Your Excellency, your visit comes at a very important time for our nations as we focus our efforts in fostering greater cooperation and solidarity in Southeast Asia. On this note, allow me to express the Philippines' support for Timor-Leste's bid to join the ASEAN community. We look forward to working more closely with you in the future in advancing regional dialogue, which we know will redound not only to the growth of our people and our countries, but will also contribute to the stability and continued development of our region. Over the course of 11 years, the Philippines and Timor-Leste have worked hand in hand in pursuing strategies that will turn this very vision of mutual prosperity and peace into tangible realities for our peoples. Timor-Leste has also stood as a reliable partner of the Philippines in times of disaster. On behalf of the Filipino people, I would like to thank His Excellency the Prime Minister and the Timor-Leste peoples for the $750,000 assistance extended to us for the victims of Typhoon Pablo. The kindness that Timor-Leste has shown will always be remembered by the Filipino people. The discussions the Prime Minister and I had this morning affirm our dedication to strengthen the relationship between our two nations, particularly through engagements in education, defense, infrastructure development, and trade. Today, we witnessed the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between the Philippine Normal University and the government of Timor-Leste, the objective of which is to enhance the training of Timorese teachers. This is part of our efforts to deepen cooperation in education between our nations. I've also been informed that 32 of the more than 100 Timorese scholars in the country have finished their studies and have returned to their country to share the insights they have gained in the Philippines with their countrymen. With 20 more scholars graduating this year, we look forward to welcoming more Timorese nationals to our shores to learn from our finest institutions. In defense, the Prime Minister and I share the same commitment to conduct military consultations and to exchange intelligence that is vital to maintaining peace and security in our part of the world. This is in keeping with the Joint Declaration on Military Cooperation, which was signed by both our governments last year. On the economic front, it is my pleasure to say that trade between the Philippines and the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste from 2011 to 2012 almost tripled. This is a positive sign of our robust partnership. And with the signing of the agreements on infrastructure development and capacity building, amongst others, we open more doors of opportunity for both our peoples. empowering them to take part in further building a more equitable, more progressive Southeast Asia. Your Excellency, the peoples of our region not only share a rich history, more importantly, we are bound by common aspirations. It is by working together that we realize the potential of our nations and of our region. Our meeting today signifies that our peoples are determined and ready to achieve these dreams. It is my hope that the rest of your stay here will be enjoyable, insightful, and productive. Thank you, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. President. Your Excellency, President Benigno Aquino III, members of the Cabinet from the Government of the Philippines, my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, I am delighted to be paying an official visit to the Philippines, and I wish to thank His Excellency the President for inviting me and for the wonderful, generous hospitality that his government has extended to me and my delegation. I would also like to wish, on behalf of the government and the people of Timor-Leste, our heartfelt congratulations on the 115th anniversary of your independence, which you will celebrate next week. I understand that His Excellency the President will be departing for Myanmar tomorrow morning, and I wish you, Mr. President, every success with your visit. As His Excellency has already stated, we have just concluded warm, friendly, and productive bilateral discussions on a number of areas, including education, defense, agriculture, infrastructure, and trade, and investments. There are various sectors where Timor-Leste hopes to learn from the experience of the Philippines, such as tourism, agriculture, and fisheries. I am joined on this visit by a number of my ministers who have or will expand on bilateral discussions with their Filipino counterparts. We hope that the bilateral discussions today, Mr. President, will bring further collaborative undertakings along the areas mentioned by yourself, Mr. President, between our two nations for the benefit of our respective peoples. The Republic of the Philippines and the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste have long enjoyed excellent relations. We share common values of democracy, equality, and respect for all. We are also the only two Catholic nations in Southeast Asia. In Timor-Leste, we have a vibrant and large Filipino community that is contributing to our nation building. The Filipinos in Timor-Leste are engaged in various business, investing capital, bringing trade skills, and working in our growing service industry. I am therefore pleased to note that during this official visit, we have signed MU on public works, MU on teachers training, and another one on policy consultation mechanism for cooperation. During my 4-day official visit, I will also have the opportunity to see firsthand some vital infrastructure projects that may serve as a model for major development that can be pursued in Timor-Leste. I will also meet with some of the more than 100 Timorese that you mentioned, Mr. President, who are studying in the Philippines. Our government has placed a priority on developing and building our human resources, and I am very grateful to the Philippine government for helping to address this critical need of our nation's development. I agree wholeheartedly with Your Excellency, Mr. President, when you said that there is a wealth of mutually beneficial investment opportunities to be explored, and I will encourage Philippine investors to look at these possibilities. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, the visit to the Philippines is part of my program to visit all ASEAN countries this year to strengthen both bilateral and regional ties with our neighbors. Timor-Leste is seeking membership to ASEAN as we believe we can contribute to this dynamic and growing region to which we all belong. I am therefore thankful to Your Excellency, Mr. President, and your government of the support for our bid for ASEAN membership. We look forward to joining with the Philippines in the ASEAN family. I will leave the Philippines with renewed confidence and hope that the strong ties of friendship and solidarity between our peoples will carry on and that our dynamic partnership will continue to strengthen in the future. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Atin pong natunghayan ang joint press statement ng Pangulong Aquino at Prime Minister Gusmao. Sa kanyang maikling talumpati ay inihayag ng Pangulong Aquino ang kanyang suporta at ang suporta ng Pilipinas sa pagsali ng Timor-Leste sa ASEAN na anyay magpapatibay ng magandang ugnayan ng mga bansang kasapi ng ASEAN dito sa Timog Silangang Asya. Pinasalamatan din ng Pangulo si Gusmao sa donasyon nito sa mga biktima ng Bagyong Pablo na ibinigay nga ng leader ng Timor-Leste kanina. Ito po ay nagkakahalaga ng $750,000 sa pagpirmaan niya ayon sa Pangulo ng dalawang bansa ng mga Memorandum of Understanding ay inaasahang titibay pa ang ugnayan ng Pilipinas at Timor-Leste sa larangan ng depensa, kalakalan at edukasyon. Nagsalita rin sa harap ng mga miyembro ng media, si Prime Minister Gusmao, pinasalamatan niya ang Pilipinas sa naging mainit nitong pagtanggap sa kanya at sa kanyang delegasyon. Kinongratulate din ng Prime Minister Gusmao ang sambayanan sa nalalapit na paggunita nito ng Araw ng Kalayaan. Umaasa si Gusmao na sa magandang bunga ng naganap na bilateral meeting sa pagitan ng dalawang bansa at sa pag-unlad pa ng Pilipinas at Timor-Leste dahil sa kooperasyon sa iba't ibang larangan tulad na lang ng agrikultura at fisheries. Inanyayahan din ni Gusmao ang mga negosyanteng Pilipino na mamuhunan sa Timor-Leste. At matapos po ito ay sisimula na nga ang luncheon para sa bumibisitang Prime Minister ng Timor-Leste at matapos ito ay magkakaroon pa rin ng iba't ibang mga speaking engagements at pagpupulong si Gusmao sa pagitan ng iba't ibang mga opisyal ng pamahalaan at maging sa mga leader negosyante na kanyang inaasahang mamumuhunan sa kanyang bansa. At dito po, sa linggo po ay aalis ng Pilipinas si Gusmao at babalik na sa Timor-Leste. Ito pong pagbisita ng Prime Minister ng Timor-Leste ay bahagi po ng kanyang pag-ikot sa iba't ibang bansa sa Timog Silangang Asya. Ito po ay inaasahan na nga rin sa pagsali na nga ng Timor-Leste sa nalalapit na panahon sa Association of Southeast Asian Nations o ASEAN. At inyo pong natunghayan ang coverage namin mula dito sa Palasyo ng Malacanang. I now turn you over to studio.